let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Let's get set. 11.
First get of the game here to Chase Brown. He's stopped after picking up 9, so they're set up well here with 2nd and 1.
Let's see, Kate. Establish a run, cash in on the opening drive, and play from in front. That's the dream scenario to any contest, and runs like that gets the ball rolling.
Somebody gotta do it, I'm in. Somebody gotta do it, I'm watch him do it.
On 1, ready?
After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that first down.
Can. Stop.
Give on 2nd, it's Brown. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
A humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Here's Brown again. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3. So chipping away a few here ahead of this 3rd down.
Kind of like that punt returner, Kate, that's just looking for that lane to run. This guy just couldn't find it. Defenders beat him to the spot, left him to try and cut back, or simply take it out of bounds like he just did.
Third and just 2 to go.
Here we go.
Play clock getting close to 0. We get a timeout. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Gun. Stop.
There's a dive up the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what I call a nice tendency buster right there. Works to the tune of a new set of downs. Really got some nice yardage, and it wouldn't be surprising to see that call used again in a similar spot.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
On 1, ready?
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go. 180. 11 Thomas. 11 Thomas.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Trying for the deep ball. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. And they've loved the scoring production he's brought out of their offense. That touchdown gives him 10 on the season. Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Returnable from the 2. Showing a little burst so far. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80.
To the air on first down. Sanders. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Sanders. Has him on the quick hitter. Continuing to move past the 45. And they are all the way across midfield before he's brought down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. Cincinnati uses its 2nd timeout. And after burning a couple early, they're down to 1 to work with now.
Got it. Ready?
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
Come on.
Man in motion out of the slot. On first down, here's Sanders. Getting a screen pass for Judkins. Works the sideline inside the 35. And he's hauled out of bounds as he takes this down to the 30. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. Well, you love when you can go from first down to first down, Brock. Makes things easy for an offense, and it is the primary reason that he gets looks that he does.
Every touch he gets has a solid chance of working out just like that. And it's why many of these first quarter looks have his name all over them.
Ready? Hawk 70. Let go.
On the ground, this is Isaac Guerrero. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
Ready? Cougar 19. Let's go.
With Sanders out of the pistol. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Operating from the gun, here's Sanders. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
points. They're going for this. I like this being aggressive from the get-go on their opening drive.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Buffalo 18.
They'll go. It's Sanders. That's cut beyond the marker. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. So an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble to go for it there on fourth down, Brock. They're moving the chains.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation, when you go for it on fourth down, it may mean sometimes throwing in the double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Sanders going to throw here on first. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Back to the air here on second. Sanders. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Bengals take over on his 5th interception of the season. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there. Heck, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
On 2, ready?
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10.
Gun. 11, 11 mighty. 11 mighty. Stop.
Burrow from the gun. He put everything he had into this one. And the downfield call is going to go unanswered. Defender saw to that. That incompletion means it's 2nd down.
Quarterback of his renown, kid, I'm not surprised at all to see him throw it into double coverage early. And that incompletion, well, it's just going to fuel his confidence that much more to keep forcing it.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 once again from the 20.
Here we go, here we go. 180. That's hot. 11. 11.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. He's going to snag a couple of yards charging up the gut. Big Mason Graham engulfing that play. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this.
On 2.
Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin.
Here we go.
They're looking at 3rd and 7.
Can. Stop. 11 Thomas. Stop.
Air it out on 3rd. Brought in downfield by Gesicki. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it.
That's good.
So 20 yards on that play. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Here we go.
From the gun, again to Brown. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on second down. Dive play straight ahead. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
See how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45. Brown on the inside give. He takes it down to the 33. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
First down now, ball at the 33. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Gun. 11, right, 80.
Burrow out of the shotgun. That's complete to Gesicki outright. And this is going to get him right up near that first down. But he's marked short after a gain of 7. Third down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Third and short. It's a game to the tight end. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
You know, I like that call for a couple different reasons. Yes, you get the first down. That's the obvious. But more importantly, that defense, they've got to account for everybody offensively on the field.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Stop.
On the ground, Brown. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Right, 80. 11. 12. 11, MT, Kate. 11, 12.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
That may not look like much, and on tomorrow's grade sheet, it'll just be an S for satisfactory, but that's a good decision. Know where to go with the ball, and don't put it in harm's way.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down.
Here we go. 11, right, 80. Right, touch. Stop.
Now throw. 3rd and long. He's got Gesicki complete. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals take a 30 offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. Escapes a defender. This makes it up to the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At 2:01, this is going to take us inside the 2-minute warning.
65, 19 tight, 19 tight.
Back to work after throwing the pick. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again! And the Bengals getting back on his 6th interception of the season. Cincinnati into formation. It's 1st and 10.
Let's get set. Right, 80.
Now it's Brown. And he gets a gain of 9, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Gun. Stop. Right, 80. Right, stop. Stop.
Well, tight end gets it again. They are leaning on him big time in this one. He might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives him a 1st and goal. Keeping the tight end busy here. Another carry for the big fella. So much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. They give it inside to Chubb. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Only a yard that time. A defensive stand brewing here, and it brings up 3rd and goal.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you kind of set yourself up. Actually, you set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
11. Stop. 11. Stop.
On 3rd and goal, here's Burrow. He is not quite to the marker there. Just 2 yards on that play, Brock. And now one interesting decision coming up on 4th down. The final timeout taken by the Bengals. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Leaving the offense out there. It's 4th and goal from the 1.
Here we go. Stop. 11. 11, Thomas. Stop.
Trying for it with Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals get more points to end a lopsided first half. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21. McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Lindo to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. They'll go play action for Sanders. Headed out right. Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And it's a quality effort here as he's pushed out right along the 40. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
That's such a good example, Kate. You don't have to be an elite runner to be a good thrower of the football on the run. The same fundamentals, the attention to detail to be a good pocket passer, they show up on the run as well. That's an excellent job getting the completion.
Lasers this one deep down the middle. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver, and now they face second down. And this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime.
Viking 18.
He's back to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Chooses to bring this one out. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Browns look just about ready, Brock. Here comes first and 10.
Here we go. Cowboy 80.
Sanders setting the pass. Dumped off to his running back. Breaks the tackle. He's still going. He's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
We've heard it said, and I believe it's in my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Options are open here. It's second and inches.
Let's go.
Sending him on the dive. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
They say that football is cyclical, that everything comes back at some point. I hope fullbacks do, because this guy just showed you they can be incredibly valuable.
First down.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
60 average. 60 average. Hawk 70.
Sanders going to look to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Yikes. As that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
18 Cardinal. 70 Lions. 18, 5 years. Go.
Throwing again here, Sanders. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Aaron Kendricks. And the Bengals will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his third strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
First down carry for Brown. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
First down run, nabs him 5. Now second and 5.
Gun. Dot. Right, 11. Dot.
They'll run again with Brown. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
6 yards to go here. It's third down.
Here we go.
Run with Brown. He pushed for it, but they held strong. Gets it up to the marker, but about a yard away, it looks like. Fourth down.
11.
Here we go with Brown. And he'll go down here at the 16.
Here we go.
Close to the hurry up here.
A gain of 4.
11.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's going to get forward for a gain of about 7 on that run. It's second down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
They give on second. It's Brown. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up third down and 2.
Here we go.
Here's Brown again. And ooh, this one does not have a chance. They were ready for that one, and the effort brings up 4th down.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Here we go. Hot. Right, 80. Nice hot. Thomas.
Burrow trying on 4th down. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Getting on the ground. So here's Garindo. And they'll only find 1 yard up the gut. Second down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Judkins running between the tackles. He's going to have them up to that 23. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's a Browns first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Here we go. 60 Eagles. 6.
Another gain to Judkins. Solid run in here. That's 9 yards as he brings up second down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1.
Here we go.
Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. It's the Browns with the ball, but they enter this 4th quarter at a massive deficit.
Ready.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Let's go.
To the air, Sanders. Finds running back Judkins. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
First down now, ball at the 33.
Come on. Hit. Cougar 19.
Handoff now, and Judkins. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
I think anytime these offensive coordinators in the NFL call a run play, they're just hoping for something positive. To get a first down, that's a bonus.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. First down, and they go right back to it. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Garindo running between the tackles. And a decent run gets about 4. It's going to be 3rd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Ready, set.
Good moving drive, but it could stall out here. We've got 3rd and 4.
Let's go now. Ready,
Now Sanders. Taking this one off to Judkins. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's a Browns first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Get up. Liking 18. Ready.
Here's Judkins on first down. And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Okay, ready.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go. 19.
Another one for Judkins. He finds a little opening, but not much. Picked up about 4 on 2nd down. A gain of 5, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Third and 4 coming up now.
Ready. Gotta be careful.
Working out of the gun, Sanders. On the move, headed right. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Those are the kind of decisions you got to make in that spot. And the smart quarterbacks, they seem to do it consistently. When you're in enemy territory, a throwaway is always better than risking a turnover.
That is Jake Bates ready to try to knock this through. This is a 42-yard look from the left hash. Bates' kick is up and good. And finally, in this 4th quarter, Brock, they're able to get something up on that scoreboard.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10.
Stop.
Here's Brown to start the drive. And they'll stop him after he picks up 4 to begin this drive.
That is simply a stay on schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
At the 40-yard line.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd.
Let's get set. 180. Right, hot. Hot. 11. 11 mighty. They're hot.
Oh, Gronk, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Put the body on the line for his team. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ain't nobody that I really recognize. Ain't surprised to ride the killer vibe. Probably the reason you die trying to feel alive, but I'm incentivized by in the thighs. We've been on it like I'm picking a pride. They hit the crib where the collide, but really ain't tripping. We can get it right through the
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. First and 10. And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire. So that penalty declines. They're happy enough stuffing that last play at the line for no gain.
Here we go.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down.
180.
Here's a design run. So from a mile away, they'll send out the field goal unit to take a shot at this one. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And they're trying to will it further, but it just doesn't have the muster. This one falls short. So the Bengals pick up the win in this one. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance at completing that season sweep. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.
Your blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite I know you're waiting in the distance, just like you always do, just like you always do. Already pulling me in, already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends. I let you open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine.